Hey guys, we've got an interesting one today. We've got a 2015 Toyota Hilux with the left-hand rear door ajar light staying open. I've tried mucking around with the actual door switch and I have swapped them left to right and no difference. So we've got a few things going on and I'll show you what else is going on here too. So the other issue is when we press the demister button, the door ajar light goes on and the interior light comes on, and turn demister off and they both go off. So we've got something funny going on here. We're going to look at some wiring diagrams and see what we can find and do some tests and see what's going on. So here we've got the wiring diagram from the door ajar switch. As you can see, that's it there. We're going to find out why we're not getting full voltage all the way here. We're going to go to this connector and see if there's an issue at this connector. We're going to pull the instrument cluster out and we're going to see what power we're getting there. This gets us powered directly from the instrument cluster, so there's something funny going on. What I might do is I might just have a look at the demister circuit too and see if that's related at all. So we'll pull off the instrument cluster and we'll find this pin and we'll see what the voltage is there. So we've just pulled the door ajar switch out and here's the problem. They're meant to have 12 volts. Currently we've only got 6 volts, so we need to look into this and find out what's going on. Alright guys, just got my Bluetooth multimeter on here so that way I can leave the multimeter connected at the back and I can see what's going on at the front here. So let's play around with a few things, and I thought if there's an issue inside the cluster, maybe knocking it around might make a difference, and it's not. Let me just press the demister button now. Not really doing anything. Let me put the key in the on position. Now it's got 12 volts. Interesting. Press the demister. Drops to 6 volts. Off, back to 12 volts. I'm just going to take this instrument cluster out and we're going to check the pins at the back because I think there's going to be an issue behind here somewhere. So I'll pull that out and we'll have a look. There's a little bit mucking around going on. What happened was I disconnected this plug. I put 12 volts straight to the switch and it held up down here very well, so full 12 volts, but as soon as I pressed the demister button it went down again. So I'm still under the assumption that there's obviously a cross circuit somewhere or short circuit. So I'm going to try and find that connector down in that left hand kick panel and see if we can pull the connector apart and see if there's anything going on down there. Well, guys, this is why I like this Bluetooth multimeter, because I don't know if you can see this. I just moved some of this stuff down here and this voltage just completely changed. It went from 10 to 11. There's something funny going on here and I don't know what it is. I'm just going to unplug this, make sure we're on the right track, and this is definitely GM1. Okay, that's definitely the right plug. So let me just pull this back. This looks like aftermarket electrical tape. Someone tried to do something here. Everything looks okay there. Looks okay. Let me just plug that back in. Now we've got 11. Let me put the key on. Up to 11. Let's go demister. Demister on. Demister off. Now it's working absolutely perfectly after pulling these apart. So now that we pulled it apart, it's working absolutely perfectly. I'm just wondering if maybe the wiring was pulled too hard, a little bit of tension or something. So I'm going demister on and off. Working perfectly. Let's just play around with this wiring and see if we can get anything to fail. Tug on some wiring. Not playing up now. Alright guys, seems to be fixed at the moment. I think there just wasn't any tension going on, or something was a little bit too pulled or something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this out. I'm going to make sure all the actual terminals are tight. I'm going to clean out the contacts and I'm going to dry it in there and make sure it's all good, and we'll recheck it. But at the moment it seems to be working perfectly. Alright guys, cleaned it all out. There were a couple of terminals that seem to be a little bit spread. I don't know why. I think someone's been in here before and maybe tugged on these wires. So I've got them, I've closed them a little bit more and I've cleaned it all out. I'm going to put it back in. We're going to do a final check, final test. We're going to go back up to the cluster and double check again, and if all tests good, we're just going to tell the customer to take it and see how it goes. So let's go back in. We've got the demister on. Perfect. Pulling, tugging, closing wiring. And all looks good. Done. Just going to double check at the cluster, and if that's all good and there's nothing else to actually go over, I'm going to leave it at that guys. But it just shows the importance of having wiring diagrams and being able to know where connectors are, so you can actually trace wiring really easily without having to pull every single trim apart in the car. Thanks for watching guys.